right, I just finished Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Season 1, all 28 episodes. I got the first batch from the library, and the second half I got it on Amazon Prime. This is a highly accoladed fantasy anime, and now I know why. This is peak anime. It's amazing. I loved Frieren. If you're unfamiliar, it's a story of 4 heroes. Frieren is a elven mage who's pretty powerful. She's really strong. However, she's recruited by Himmel the Hero to join his party to defeat the Demon King. And they are also teammates Eisen the Dwarf and Heiter the Priest, and the 4 of them actually killed the Demon King off screen. We're following the aftermath story of this. It took them 10 years to do this amazing quest, and they were able to usher in a new era of peace. However, elves live a lot longer than humans. They live for thousands of years, and humans only about 100. So she's kind of flippant and a little bit distant, and kind of, she references that this is only like barely 1/100th of her lifespan. So this is kind of like a summer for her and their entire lives. However, as the years go on, they start to get older. The 2 human characters start to face death, and Frieren starts backtracking to sort of see how they are and check on them. However, after Himmel passes, she meets up with Heiter the Priest, and he's got his own orphan that he's adopted, and he asks Frieren to basically take her under her wing. So that's kind of the main sort of story. And the main quest is that Frieren kind of regrets not seeing Himmel before he died, so she's going to go back to the Demon King's castle, the country, or the part of the country, to speak to him in the afterlife. That's kind of like the sort of new quest she has with Frieren, the orphan. And along the way they bump into Eisen, whose dwarves live up to about 300 years, so he's getting close to, he's maybe like 50 in human years or 75. And he asks that they take along Stark. He's a young orphan boy from a sword master village, and trains him with an axe. And so now Frieren's kind of got 2 adopted children to take care of. They're both 18, and it's like a sort of contemplative road journey. And I thought I wouldn't be into that, to be honest. That's the reason why I didn't watch it for so long. The first 2 episodes are kind of slow, but the 3rd episode introduces the magic systems, and wow, it's just so cool how good the world building is incorporated into the action sequences. Basically, there are creatures called demons in this world, and they're still around. Even though Frieren killed the Demon King, there's still vestiges of his army and 7 sages of destruction, and they're still acting up and stuff. So occasionally she'll have to bump into one of them and take them out. But basically they have their own magic system, and then elves have their own, and then human mages have their own, and then there's goddess magic, which is what priests use. They don't even tell you what priests do for like 15 episodes. But that's kind of like what the storytelling is like for this series. They basically don't just tell you everything on one front in an info dump. They sort of piecemeal through flashbacks or just telling you snippets over time. So basically priests, they have healing magic of more kinds, more antidotes. They can use holy magic as well, and it's something that Frieren can't use that well. So her party was pretty goated because it had 2 frontliner warriors, 1 magic user, offensive, and 1 healer, basically. So it's a really well-rounded party, and they really drip little things, and they save stuff for later. Like we might never even see what the Demon King looks like, or they could save it for like season 3 or 4, or in the manga. Or, they might throw a twist at you that maybe Himmel didn't kill the Demon King. Maybe Frieren did or something, or someone choked, or someone lied. It's a really cool way of doing the story backwards. It's the aftermath. It's the sort of not the main journey of most fantasy animes, but it's the aftermath. But it's also character-driven, too. One of the major themes is that Frieren is older, so she basically has trouble connecting with people that she's only going to be with for several years, like decades, because for her that's nothing. And it's her trying to retain those memories, so she's going down memory lane and going back the same journey that she went on 100 years ago, but also like she expects certain villages or certain people to still be there, and they're not. And there's lots of little interpersonal conflicts between Fern and Stark and her and other people they meet on the journey. But I really like how every action sequence is just like so well done. Like Madhouse obviously is great with their animation, but the music, that Zoltrak theme just hits so hard, and it's very bardcore and very epic, without overdoing it, and the animation is just really good, and the storytelling and the characters and everything about it just works really well together, and definitely one of the better animes. So definitely excited for season 2, and then there'll be a long hiatus because the writer is sick or something, but it's really great. Definitely check out Frieren Beyond Journey's End.